Now let's come to the three key components of a user story. I call them the 3C's. The first one is card. Now, okay, of course, nowadays it's all digital and online, so we have so many tools available. So the card may not be sounding correct, but still, the terminology is still called as the user story card. The user story card is a simple description, one liner, or maybe a maximum of two lines as such, describing who, what, and why. Who is the user, what does the user want, or what does the user do, and why the user doing it. What is the purpose? It is essential to convey this thing as a user story. Of course, we are calling it as user story, so it's all about user. So why he wants it, the context is required, and that is the reason why the who, what, and why makes a key element of the user story. So most often I keep hearing, okay, like the user story has to be following a certain pattern. If you write a user story like, as a user I want action and so that whatever purpose, then it is done. Actually, it is not done. What is important is the conversation. As a product manager, I need to open it up for conversation within the team, in terms of how they can do this. What are the options to achieve this? What is the best option? How do I know what is the best option? The team would comprise of different people with different skill sets, different abilities, and different experiences as well. So there has to be a sharing of information as well. There is to be identification of what is the dependencies, and if necessary, have a plan to address those dependencies before they take up the user story for building. So knowing who is going to use, knowing the context helps this conversation, helps drive this conversation within the team, and that is also a key element of a user story. The other and the most important thing is the confirmation. The other C, that's the third C. The confirmation is nothing but the acceptance criteria. When do we call the user story as done? That's the confirmation. What is the measure of success for this user story? So these are the three key elements for a user story. Let me now talk about the key element, or the key, the reason why we are here, why I'm doing this session. What is the benefit? What's in it for the software development or a product development team to be generic enough? Now, first thing is the focus. Everybody in the team starts aligning to the user story or the epic which is currently in development. It may, practice in a real time scenario, like what I have seen is it's mostly like one or two epics, not more than that. I prefer it to be one, but it's because of the dependencies, because of the team capacity. It may happen to be a two epics, but not more than that. The reason is, when I started out, there used to be a time when I used to work on multiple different things. Team used to work on multiple different things. When somebody asks, "What are you working on right now?" it used to be very difficult to answer or pick one item of that. Now, with the concept of agile, Scrum, and the user story thing, it is probably essential. The team can be focused on one thing instead of doing multitasking. The second thing is enablement. As a product manager, as a senior person, as such in the ladder in the organization, I sometimes feel my responsibility, or as such, to enable people on different things, be it on how to, what are the office things, about the office things, or about the technology, or in generally about the domain, and about the industry, everything. So it is the user stories help in enabling people. It is because it is easy to explain, easy to understand. The developers would find it easy to understand and be able to convey the same thing when they go out of the workplaces when they talk with somebody else as well. Collaboration. As I said earlier, we need to, there is a lot of dependency. There could be a lot of dependencies. So there needs to be a collaboration between the team or within the team as well. So how do people work together? So that is kind of improvement. We see a lot of improvement with this collaboration. The other thing is, when I talked about the conversation aspect of the user story, right? One of the things that I have seen there is that people come up with different solutions, and it's actually good, like because of the fact that there are people with different expertise levels and different experiences as such. So some of them are creative as well. So it also brings up a lot of inherent creativity aspects of those people. Now, how has this helped? One example I could quote is that the team that I work with right now has, like consistently given a lot of innovative ideas to the product as such. Now, since the team is not hopping between multiple tasks, things get done faster as well. So these are the key benefits that I would say, and this the key reasons why the storytelling or the user stories has to be driven, has to be conveyed, has to be used as a medium by a product manager with the inbound with the internal product teams as such. One other thing which I can probably mention, which is not there on the slide here, is a longer memory. I mean, I found it, like I personally remember like a lot of things which I have done probably when I started out in my career, and the same thing I find it within my team members as well. It is the longer they remember the things longer, like if because they remember, okay, when this was done, why it was done, for what purpose it was done. So all those things, I think the user stories or this structure, the structure of the user story helps in conveying. A well written and a well told story connects users' pain points. We have heard this over and over again. Now, in our case, in my case, it's not only connects users' pain points, but also the connecting the pain points of the user with the creative solutions that the development team has, and thereby leading to a better product. I started this session, of course, with a statement, that every product has a great story. To conclude, what I hope I have been able to convey that storytelling in product development is essential to make each product convey an incredible story. Of course, every product has a great story, but how does that story come into picture? Because storytelling in the product development helps the product convey the great story.